LAFC have advanced after beating Austin FC 4-1 in game 2 of the first round of the MLS Cup playoffs, and now will play the Vancouver Whitecaps in the quarterfinals. And this was a very impressive win for LAFC and much better than their first win against Austin FC on Wednesday. And if you're an LAFC fan, you should be very, very happy with what you saw tonight. Now, honestly, when I saw the starting 11 and I saw that Morin was not playing again or starting in the starting 11, and they changed the formation a little bit, Gileson was going to be playing as more of a sweeper or a defensive midfielder. I was a little skeptical. And they had Nathan Ordaz playing on the right wing. I was a little skeptical about this. I thought if they were going to make any changes that Morin would be one of the people that would be starting or someone else. And I was surprised that Chouanier didn't start. But this lineup worked. LAFC returned to their lethal scoring self, and they looked absolutely incredible. And it started off with none other than Heung-min. Heung-min was incredible today. Incredible. In the 21st minute, he scored a clinical goal. Clinical. He cut left. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 12,000 subscribers by MLS Cup Final Day, which is less than 2 months away. A lot of exciting playoff games ahead of us, and we have real momentum, so I think we could hit that goal. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. Now, back to the video. Shot with his left foot to the right side, went through the goalkeeper's or over the goalkeeper's foot, and then another Austin FC defender tried to slide and clear the ball, was unable to. I mean, it was just an incredible finish by Son Heung-min, and that set the tone for this match that made me believe, okay, LAFC is going to fire on all cylinders. And then just 4 minutes later, Son Heung-min is on the right side of the field. He's got Denis Bouanga wide open in the middle, in the box, and he passes it. It deflects, goes back to him, but then he finds Denis Bouanga. He's wide open. And I thought, okay, if Denis Bouanga misses this ball, if he misses this chance, you got to bench him. Not really, but you just wonder, how do you miss that? Denny, it's on a platter for you. Sonny is setting you up perfectly. You got to finish this chance. He buried it. Denis Bouanga buried it. Puts LAFC up 2-0. Then you're thinking, okay, this game is going to be ugly. Then Denis Bouanga gets the ball again in the 44th minute and scores to get his brace in the first half of this game. And then a lot of you guys who have been watching all these games, especially the last couple months, know that normally when Sonny and Bouanga score like this, normally one of them score a hat trick. And with Bouanga having a first half brace, you thought, okay, there's a real possibility he could finish with a hat trick, or Sonny can maybe get a brace himself, or Sonny was going to help him try to get that hat trick and finish it off. But they were absolutely, they were clicking and they were firing on all cylinders. 3-0 at the half. Actually, they had the penalty. Austin FC did have the missed penalty by Uzuni that Hugo Lloris saved. He kicked it right into his hands. Then they got awarded another penalty after a foul on Porches to actually pull it back one to go 3-1, in the first half, not 3-0. And the game was, even though that happened, it felt like LAFC was just completely dominating. Austin FC don't have the attackers in the final third to really compete with a team like LAFC, especially when Sonny and Denis Bouanga are scoring like this. Very, very good half we saw from LAFC. Really no issues. Then in the second half, I thought to myself, well, is Steve Cherundolo, going to park the bus, or is he going to play aggressive and try to run up the score? We know that sometimes he gets conservative and he doesn't really play the same style the whole 90 minutes. And that's kind of what happened. LAFC looked a little tired and sluggish in the second half. There wasn't a lot of really chances created. I mean, if you look at their first half stats, LAFC had 9 shots in the first half. 3 were on target to Austin FC, 6 shots and 2 on target. But in the second half, they did have 9 shots, 2 and 2 on target. But if you just watching the game, the eye test, they just didn't look as dangerous in the final third as they did in the first half. They played a little bit slow. Like they were just kind of hold the lead. It's what Steve Cherundolo does. He'll play the game where he parks the bus and he just wants to keep the score line the same and just hold on to the win, which can be dangerous because there were several chances that Austin FC had the second chance where they could, or the second half where they could have drawn this game level or cut the deficit. They were really, really trying to make a late push, especially like in the 70th minute going forward to try to level this game. They just don't have the attacking talent to do that. So we saw LAFC return to their old self where they're scoring in droves. They look unbeatable. Son Heung-min and Denis Bouanga, the best duo in Major League Soccer. Son plus Denis equals goals. That's what it is, right? That's how, and I even have a shirt made that says that, because that's what happens when these guys get on the pitch and they're playing their best game. And not many teams can stop that, especially a team that can't score goals like Austin FC. So they're able to close out this series, and we'll see what they're able to do going forward. But this was a much better game than it was in game one. We saw last night, if you watched the league, we saw Inter Miami lose to Nashville SC to make that series go to game three. I was wondering if LAFC were going to be able to have a good performance and close this series out and get a break. 2-0, win this, sweep this series, get that break, prepare for the next series, and they are able to do that. I was a little nervous at first, but they are able to do that. So this was a great game, great rebound or great game after that poor performance in the first game. I don't think that they looked their best compared to what we've seen in previous matches, but they really, really solidified it. They really, really looked a lot better in this match than they had in previous games. And I think Sonny is probably my man of the match. I know Denny had the 2 goals and the 1 assist, but this thing wouldn't have gotten going if it wasn't for Son Heung-min. Both of them got pulled out before the full 90 to get that rest. And I think that this was the easiest series in the entire playoffs for them. They rolled by, swept. Now they're going to get close to 3 weeks off, which is a little bit scary or not ideal, because it kind of slows the momentum down of the excitement for the MLS Cup playoffs. It also can cause a little bit of rust because some of these players aren't going to be playing for 3 whole weeks. You don't want to see that, especially at this level. So that's a little bit of a downside to winning this early, but we'll see if that affects them. I don't know. What's more, they're going to be playing Vancouver Whitecaps in the second round or the quarterfinals of the MLS Cup playoffs. That's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. And we'll break it down when it gets closer, predictions and stuff like that. But I want to point this out, guys. LAFC have to go to Vancouver, win that game, and it's a single elimination match. So if LAFC lose, they're out. If Vancouver lose, they're out. There is a lot riding on this game. It's going to be a huge matchup in 3 weeks. Now, the good news is that both teams are off for 3 weeks, so it's not like one has to play more or less. It's going to be equal. Both players or both teams are going to have the same amount of time off, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be probably the best matchup in the entire playoffs outside of the final between the Eastern and Western Conference because of how good both of these teams are. And if LAFC will play like they did today, I don't think there's anybody in the league that can beat them. But they have to play like they did today, and they have to have other players on the team step up and play well, like Ordaz or Tillman. Tillman was bad today again. I don't rate Tillman very highly. I don't know about you guys. I don't think Tillman's that good, but they need Tillman, Delgado, Chouanier, the back line, Porches, the Segura, whoever it may be. These guys have to step up around Son Heung-min and Denis Bouanga if they want to win an MLS Cup. And Hugo Lloris, huge shout out to Hugo Lloris. He had an incredible game. A lot of key saves, the penalty save. The French goalkeeper went back in the time machine to pull out a very, very good performance. And he deserves a lot of praise and a lot of credit for what he did. But like I said, they're going to have to play more consistently. Dolo's going to have to play or make better adjustments in games if they want to be able to win these big matchups. And we'll see if he's able to make that adjustment and if he's able to help this team push forward and make it further in the MLS Cup playoffs. But I want to know what you guys think. Who was your player of the game? Who were you disappointed with? And do you think Dolo made the right decision with his lineup today? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, do you think that Moran, we always get the name confused and mixed up, but Moran, do you think he should be starting? He had that one beautiful pass to Tillman that he completely whiffed. Do you think Moran should be starting? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a like down below. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our videos. Hit the little bell notification so you're in tune with what's going on. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.